Hey guys, Jerome here, and today I'm going to be testing my Max Pro Bugatti La Voiture Noire in Master Season Multiplayer in Asphalt 8. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and be sure to check out my Furum Clips channel as well as my new Furum TV channel and the Purple Team Discord, all of which I will link to down in the description, and I hope you enjoy these extremely intense races. A couple months ago, I uploaded a video about using my one free ultimate upgrade on this car that I got in one of the recent updates to this game. I believe most people got it, but I did hear from some people in the comments saying they didn't get an ultimate upgrade, so not really sure what's up with that. But I made an Asphalt 8 event video for the first time in years with this car, and now I'm back to test it in multiplayer. The other car that I recently Max Pro'd and made a video about in Asphalt 8 was the Tri-Nemesis. I would definitely recommend checking that out if you haven't seen it as well. I don't think I will be returning to Asphalt 8 in any substantial aspect. I've said this plenty of times before, but in every video there's always someone who asks me. So I do think occasionally if I'm able to Max Pro a car or something cool new comes out, I will make videos, but for the most part, this will likely be the last one for a little while. That being said, I did really enjoy driving this car, and I hope you all enjoy the video just as much. Recently, I have been moving, as some of you guys may have heard, and I'm finally pretty much settled into my new place, which was quite an ordeal in and of itself because I was at an internship over the summer in a different city, and they provided housing. I did still have to bring stuff obviously along with me though, but the other thing is I came back from that internship on the 29th of July, then I had to move into my new apartment in my college city on the 30th of July, so it was like moving everything from one apartment to another, and then moving everything again from one apartment to another. Wasn't the most fun, but that is why I have not uploaded for a while, and now everything is set up. I've got a second monitor as well, if you guys saw on my Instagram, so hopefully next stream, which fingers crossed should be this Saturday, I will be able to read chat and see everything better as I'll have a second monitor to view that on. In this race, we barely snatched victory from this Centenario, which is also the car that we beat in the previous race as well. I saw a lot of them. You'll also see a good number of Mercedes-Benz Silver Lightnings as well, because that is another car that got buffed recently and is now really good, whereas it used to be one of the lowest cars in Class S. That is one good thing I will say that has happened to Asphalt 8 recently. Some of the cars that used to be pretty much entirely useless in multiplayer are now getting somewhat of a time to shine. Don't think that negates everything else that's happened to the game recently, but that is one positive, and it has been fun driving some of the cars that previously would have done no good, and they're actually doing okay. And speaking a bit more about my internship, it went better than I could have even expected. The people were amazing, I had a lot of fun working on the project over the summer, and I'm happy to say that just this past Monday, I accepted not only a full-time offer to continue working as an actuary after graduation at that company, but also I'll be working part-time until then, continuing to work on the project that I started during the internship. So yeah, Purple Man's got a job lined up. It's so crazy to think about. I started this channel over 7 years ago before I even started high school, and now here I am 3 years into college and just a year left before I joined the workforce at a company I really enjoy. I've honestly been so blessed over the past few years. I want to thank you all for your continued support along the way. The videos are not going to be going anywhere. I will probably be, fairly busy obviously over the next year, but I will plan to try to continue to make videos as much as I can. Probably I'll aim for twice a week throughout the semester, just to keep things consistent, but also not so much that I can't focus on my schoolwork and the part-time work as well. One of the most common questions I have gotten over the years is if I plan to do YouTube as a full-time career. I guess this kind of answers your question. No, I have never really planned for that. It does bring in some side income though, which is always nice, and I do plan to make even more channels for various more of my interests in the future. Recently I made my Furum TV channel to talk about movies and TV. Got a new video hopefully coming out on there pretty soon, definitely check it out if you haven't already. And I have plans for a couple more channels as well. One of them I definitely want to make somewhat math or finance related, and I also want to make one somehow related to the actuarial profession. I don't know if I would want to combine those since they are, fairly similar. You use math and finance skills in your actuarial field, so not really sure about that. But I do definitely want to continue, growing on YouTube, making content, because I kind of think of it as a secondary output for other kinds of interests that I have. My main actuarial focus and subsequent job is very, math heavy, process heavy and everything like that. But YouTube allows me to bring out my more creative side, and I'm really happy that I have an outlet for both kinds of interests of mine. Yeah, so in this race, we come in second place. We lose to a Centenario, but we did manage to beat FSSK, Ultima RS, Silver Lightning, and now we're on to another race, which is on Area 51, against, of course, again, another Centenario. I think there was one in almost every single race that I played in this car. The Bugatti La Voiture Noire goes 315 miles per hour, which is a very similar speed to all of the other 1860 plus ranked cars in this game. Its acceleration is pretty good. The nitro efficiency also is the only real kind of bad thing-ish it has about it. That was a really cool barrel roll right there. That was not the bad thing. That was a really cool thing. But the bad thing about this car is that its drifting is not really the best. Around some turns, as you might have seen at the beginning, say around those first turns on Barcelona, it can drift a bit wide. So you do have to keep that in mind. Drift punching is especially useful in this car, as is just the regular old punching around corners and stuff rather than drifting. You do want to avoid drifting, I guess, as much as you can in a car like this one. And we are able to narrowly claim the victory here with our extra tank carrying us to the finish line. Now, I have plenty of other videos planned coming soon as well. I'm going to be making a video, most likely my next one, about the new Asphalt 9 game mode, the Interceptor game mode or whatever it's called, where you play as a cop car and you try to get the regular cars, which I think is a super cool kind of mix-up. And honestly, the story of the Drive Syndicate is pretty cool, where you're basically working undercover for the Interceptors, but you're also like working with Blue Rabbit as well. I don't know how many of you guys actually care about that. I mean, the thing with Drive Syndicates is they're just so difficult and pay to win that I feel like a lot of people don't stop and actually, I don't know, follow the story, which is understandable, but I just like to do it. I think it's kind of cool. Almost feels like one of those spy movies or whatever, so it kind of makes things a bit more fun in the repetitive sections of the Drive Syndicate, which does definitely happen after a while. This also definitely reminds me of some of the Need for Speed games I played in the past. Also coming soon are some Forza videos. No, there haven't been as many recently, but I'll be making one about the 370Z most likely next. As we come to the end of our last race, I'll give a general review about the La Voiture Noire. It was a great car. I think it was a perfect one for me to use my ultimate upgrade on. Only real bad things, the drifting. Everything else is pretty great. Thank you all so much for watching. Please do like the video if you have enjoyed, and consider subscribing for more Asphalt, Forza, Minecraft, and other games content. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye!